Sonny, to piggyback on the back of the comments about everything being improv and no rehearsal side of it, what do you guys rehearse in rehearsals then? If it's all sort of just like you ask the audience, give us the topics, and they give you topics. I know there's some things that maybe like have been worked on that you want to sort of exercise. So where do you find that line?
Yeah.
So we, as I said as well, so they in the type of comedy that we do, the type of improv, it's called short form improv. And the idea is that they are sketches that got limitations on them, or they got like a particular way you got to play them. And so we basically, first of all, we want the show to obviously be entertaining as well. And it is what it is. It is improv. So we basically just like an athlete, just warming our minds up, warming our bodies up. So we can basically take a scene from just a few. Like basically turning up to 11 is what I'm trying to say. So we can take a scene from something which is like ha funny to the idea is to get it to where it's hilariously funny. But obviously we wouldn't for example preset anything. Like all we're doing is literally learning how that mechanism works. But obviously it's improv because the topics and everything we're doing with you guys as audience members, that is fresh on the day. So all we know is that, okay, this is how this mechanism works, but there's so much room for error. And that's why it's still like, I think you got that adrenaline rushing through you as well. So your mind's going like a million miles an hour. You're like literally high on adrenaline. And you just basically just trying to get that, trying to nail that sketch, trying to nail the nuances of the scene. So I think in terms of, that's what we're basically just getting ourselves in tune with what that sketch is, and just figuring out, trying to like open our minds a bit more and relax ourselves as well. Because I think there's some games that I still do, which are like, or the sketches that I still do, which kind of, I would say put me on edge, but I was not.
Really? Which one? Give us an example.
For example, like there's that one that we do called First Dates, which we basically the idea of that is, we ask an audience member.
You do with me?
Yeah, so we done this with yourself.
I remember. Yeah.
So we asked an audience member, hopefully if it's a couple, we ask both of them, tell us about the first time you met. And the reason why that puts me on edge is because it's we don't know what you're gonna say. Right. So we have to remember and listen to everything as well. And then play back that whole part of that performance in the theater, and make sure that we make it funny, make sure that we remember everything, make sure we still get some stuff. And I think that's the thing, like that's for me, that's the purest form of improv, I think, like playback in that sense. It's still, because we don't know where it's going to go on it, because we not that it's happened yet, but someone could come out with a random story, and then how do you like go back from that? Because
you're like what the
whack it up.
Exactly. Like where do you take it from that? So I think that's the thing that we're basically training. We're training how to be agile. So when you're performing on the night, you can basically like duck dive, capture the little comedy gems. That's I don't know what analogy I'm using. I don't know what sport that is.
It's fine, don't worry.
When I was watching Sonny, for me, the bit where you guys did the rapping, that's the bit where I was like, yo, like, okay, there's some bits where you don't mind us talking about the show on here, do you?
No, it's cool, man. It's
right. So the bit like where you had Gopi and the other guy, and they were like doing the one voice thing.
Yeah.
Like that bit. I was like, okay, fine. I can see how that works. That way you can practice that a little bit. But when you rap, I was like, that is just complete. Like rapping is not easy, man. And to make the rhymes and stuff like that for me was like, yo, this is really good. And to make rhymes that are like really catchy, and everyone's there like clapping and shit and like getting excited. I remember Gopi had that one on the day, something about smoke a bit of weed and chill or something. And everyone was just really happy, man. And you had some, you like talking about working in like Tesco or Sainsbury's or something. And you're just ripping it, man. That for me was like, yo, this is talent. Like really, really, that looked hard to me, but it didn't look, you don't say that's not the hardest thing for you, like rapping.
But that's the thing as well, because it's, as you said as well, it's purely improv as well. So I mean, there's probably has been times when like I'm doing a rap and it's probably just landed flat. But I think as I said as well, it's kind of a thing where you do have to prep a certain amount in terms of rapping anyway. Like, not in terms of you have your bars laid out, but you basically, it's kind of like you get your rhyme book. But that, I mean, not that I'm speaking like, but I'd imagine most of the famous rappers in the world have got a rhyme book.
That's it,
You know what I mean? They got
Someday,
the rhyme.
yeah.
You know, they have doing it like and because I've watched like rap battles and live and all that. You kind of realize that
battle and stuff. Yeah.
exactly. You kind of realize when people have probably pre-written lines and they're just spurting them out. But then you kind of realize the other MC who haven't done that, who are literally interacting with the environment and commenting on the words that the other person said, incorporating.
Yeah, the real talent I find is the guy who goes second. It's not the guy who goes first. Because the guy who goes first is something pre-rehearsed. The person who's reacting to the stuff that was said to him, and when they don't do a callback to what the other person said, I'm like, you dropped the ball because they gave you opportunities and you didn't take them up on it, which means you haven't come correct.
Yeah, absolutely. And like with for our preparation for that as well, it's literally just freestyling like a million situations, but we're basically just testing our flow and our ability to rhyme words as well. So you do and then thanks for your compliments as well, man. Like we do put a lot of effort into making sure that the shows bang as well, because we want people to like enjoy the shows because it is entertainment as well. But at the same time, it's kind of weird because you don't ever want to get to a point where you've pre-rehearsed everything, because then it's just a normal show. But then it's not, and then it's not improv.
Yeah.
So it's that, and this is what I probably do enjoy it as well, the whole thing, because it's that element to danger where we know we can only prepare so much, and then afterwards, just whatever the audience thought of us, we gotta literally think on our feet. So and like in real life, man, you can prepare how much you want, but as soon as you're in the situation, you got a plan until you're punched in the face or something like that.
Mike Tyson,
that's the phrase.
Everyone has a plan.
Got a plan until they get punched in the face.
I've been reading too much of those Instagram quote pages. Somebody stop me.
Someone's sitting there on their like hashtag quote of the day Instagram feed. Yeah, the hashtag is flicking through. Oh, I love this, man. Love this.
This is me, man. This was made for me. It's talking to me. This one.
No, but how do you? But that's it, man. But thanks.